Dear students, this is our 18th lecture on organic reaction mechanism, and till date we have completed reactive intermediates. One tutorial I have already uploaded about the typical problems on reactive intermediates, and this is our second tutorial on having some solved examples about reactive intermediate. And in this tutorial the main emphasis will be on enolates and carbanions, which control a variety of organic synthetic reactions. So typical problems based on some of the latest research publications in journals will also be discussed during this tutorial. So first problem is this one, where if you see that 2,2-dimethyl pentane 3-one or 2-methyl pentane 3-one, when they are reacted with aromatic aldehydes in the presence of a strong base like lithium diisopropylamide, you see different types of products they are formed. The reaction is enantioselective. If we are using this ketone where we are having this tertiary butyl group present, then we will have exclusively this type of product where both the groups methyl and OLI groups, they are in syn positions. Whereas if we are having this type of ketone where we are having this isopropyl group instead of tertiary butyl group, then the product formed is syn as well as anti-product, and the ratio of syn to anti-product formation is 4:1. So why in this reaction only this product is formed, and whereas in this reaction these two products they are formed. Now if you see this reaction is enantioselective aldol condensation reaction, and in case of these types of reactions the strong base generate enolates in the first step, and those enolates they can be formed in two forms. That enolate may be a Z enolate or E enolate. So depending upon that whether the reaction takes place by kinetic control or by thermodynamic control, we will have different types of enolates, either Z enolates or E enolates, and these enolates they have different stability in the organic reaction. Therefore they involve different transition states, and these different transition states they lead to different types of products. For example, if we are having say this substrate where this group is a tertiary butyl group, and in this case only Z enolate is formed, and this in this Z enolate the tertiary butyl group is in equatorial position, and this methyl group present over here is in axial position, and when this alkyl group or methyl group is present in axial position in the Z enolate, then we will get syn type of product. Whereas if we see this second example where this group is replaced by isopropyl instead of tertiary butyl, then both the types of enolates they are formed, Z enolate as well as E enolate. Now in case of Z enolate, the same way isopropyl group and methyl group they are in the this one is in equatorial position and this one is in axial position, and when this group is in axial and isopropyl group is in equatorial position, when then this will lead to the formation of a syn product. But in the second category, where this enolate formed is an E-enolate, then you can see that both methyl as well as isopropyl group, they are in the equatorial position, and this transition state will lead to the formation of an anti-product. So that is why in case of this ketone where isopropyl group is there, we have both the types of enolate, they are formed, and hence in the transition state will lead to the formation of both the type of products, syn product as well as anti-product. Whereas in this ketone where we are having a tertiary butyl group, only Z enolate is formed, and that Z enolate through this transition state lead to the formation of only syn product. So that is why in these two ketones we get two different types of products. Then second problem is that we are having these types of steroidal thioesters, and these three steroidal thioesters on reaction with these type of stannous compounds or tin compounds in the presence of free radical initiator like aza-bis isobutyronitrile under reflux condition in toluene as solvent in 10 hours, they are converted into what kind of products, and what is the mechanism of this reaction. If you see closely, this reaction is an example of Barton-McCombie reaction. So in Barton-McCombie reaction, what happens is that derivatives of alcohols, they undergo deoxygenation, and the reaction involved is having a radical mechanism. So the thiocarbonyl derivatives like this, thiocarbonyl derivatives of alcohols, they are converted into alkanes as the product. So basically this thiocarbonyl moiety will be removed from the substrate and it will be replaced by H, and we will get the corresponding steroidal alkanes as the product in 91% yield under these conditions. Now as far as mechanism is concerned, so as I have told you that the reaction takes place in free radical initiator like AIBN, aza-bis isobutyronitrile. So when this compound is heated, we know this will lose a molecule of nitrogen, and two free radicals of isobutyronitrile, they will be formed, and this isobutyro free radical then will interact with this tin compound, and H radical from here will go to this isobutyro radical, they will form a carbon hydrogen bond, and a tin based free radical will be generated, and this tin based free radical will interact with thiocarbonyl compound like this, and tin sulfur bond will be formed like this with a free radical formation at this carbon atom, and then this carbon oxygen bond will undergo homolytic cleavage, one electron from here and one electron from here. This will create a carbon oxygen bond, and a free radical will be generated at the this steroidal moiety. So this steroidal free radical plus we are having this as the side product. Then this steroidal free radical will interact with one more molecule of the tin, and H free radical from here will be shifted to the steroid, and another tin free radical will be generated, and this tin free radical can be used further for completion of this type of reaction again, and this steroidal free radical will be converted into a steroid by abstracting this H free radical from here. So this is how these steroidal thiocarbonyl compounds of the steroidal alcohols, they are converted into steroids. So this is how basically this Barton-Mukherjee deoxygenation will take place from these steroidal alcohol derivatives. And then this is the next reaction. These types of sodium salts of thioamides, cyclic thioamides, on reaction with acid chloride derivatives in presence of tertiary butyl thiophenol under photochemical radiation for 30 minutes in toluene, what type of products they are formed and how these products they will be formed. So basically this is again a Barton radical decarboxylation reaction. So here what will happen, this moiety will first react with the carboxylic acid halide. Sodium from here and chloride from here will be eliminated, sodium chloride, and these types of esters will be formed, which are known as Barton's ester. So one molecule of this sodium salt and one molecule of this carboxylic acid chloride will react to eliminate sodium chloride, and this type of Barton ester will be formed. And under photochemical conditions, this Barton ester will cleave homolytically at this place. This nitrogen oxygen bond will cleave at this point, one electron going to oxygen, one electron going to nitrogen. Then one electron from this carbon sulfur bond and one electron, this one, they will create a carbon nitrogen double bond, and this sulfur will acquire a single electron, that is a free radical will be formed, and that as sulfur free radical will interact with one molecule of tertiary butyl thiophenol, and a sulfide will be formed like this. Whereas by breaking of this nitrogen oxygen bond, we will have this type of carboxy free radical will be formed, and this carboxy free radical, then homolytic cleavage of this carbon carbon bond will lead to elimination of carbon dioxide molecule. So decarboxylation will take place from here, and this type of free radical will be formed, and this free radical will abstract hydride hydrogen free radical from tertiary butyl thianol, tertiary butyl thiophenol, and we will get these types of products. So basically decarboxylation at this place will take place. So this group will be replaced by hydrogen, and this reaction is called as Barton radical decarboxylation. Now when these types of saturated ketones, they react with alpha beta unsaturated esters in presence of sodium hydride at -10 degree centigrade to room temperature for this much of time, what are the products? So the condensation of these types of reactants leads to the formation of these types of cyclohexane 1,3 dione derivatives by condensation, and this reaction is an example of consecutive Michael-Claisen condensation. So here what happens is, in the first step, because of this carbonyl group, this alpha hydrogen or this alpha hydrogen, they will be acidic hydrogens, and this will lead to the formation of these types of enolates, and these enolates then they will undergo Claisen condensation on alpha beta unsaturated esters with the removal of ethoxide from here, and we will get these types of 1,3 dione derivatives which are alpha beta unsaturated. and then these diketones, alpha beta unsaturated diketones, they will undergo Michael addition. First removal of this proton, because this proton again is an acidic proton because of the presence of this ketone, and we will form a carbanion like this, and then this carbanion will undergo intramolecular Michael addition, 1,2 Michael addition, to give us these types of cyclohexane 1,3 dione derivatives as the product. So this reaction has recently been reported in Synthetic Letters 2012. Then again this is again a similar type of reaction which we have seen in the last problem. Only thing is in addition we have some more steps wherein these alpha beta unsaturated ketones which are formed from the collision condensation of these compounds to get converted into heterocyclic compounds. So this whole reaction can take place under one pot synthesis, that if first we react these substrates under these conditions, these types of intermediates, they will be formed, they are not isolated, and then they are reacted with these reagents under these conditions, and they will be converted into pyrazoles as the product. So pyrazole carboxylic acids, they are formed as the product, and again this reaction has been reported recently in 2012 in Synthetic Letters. And the mechanism of this reaction is that in the first step this strong base sodium methoxide will abstract the acidic proton alpha hydrogens from this ketone, and a enolate of this type will be formed, and this lithium enolate will then condense with this diester diethyloxylate, and we will have this type of intermediate, and then this intermediate will react with trifluoroacetic acid, and we will get these types of ketoenol ethers as the intermediates, and then these ketoenol ethers, they will condense with aryl hydrazines like this with the elimination of, in the first step, OH from here and H from here, they will be eliminated, and this nitrogen will attack this electrophilic carbon to form a carbon nitrogen bond. So this type of intermediate will be formed. Then this hydrogen will shift from here, this will lead to formation of carbon nitrogen double bond, this double bond will shift to this place, and this oxygen will acquire negative charge, and this hydrogen positive will attach to this oxygen, and we will have this type of enolic intermediate, and then this enolic intermediate will further undergo dehydrative cyclization, and nitrogen will form a bond with the carbon, and hydrogen from hydrogen from here and OH negative from here, they will be eliminated as water, and this nitrogen will get attached to this carbon to form a carbon nitrogen bond, and these types of pyrazole carboxylic esters, they will be formed, and these esters, they will undergo hydrolysis in presence of aqueous sodium hydroxide, and we will get the desired products, that is 4 substituted 1,5-diaryl 1H pyrazole 3 carboxylic acids as the product. So this is how these two substrates, diethyloxylate and these ketones, they condense to give us these types of pyrazole 3 carboxylic acid derivatives as the product. Then this is Next problem, these types of sulfur chelates, they react with aldehydes and ketones to give us epoxides as the product, and the reaction is highly enantioselective with formation of trans to cis product is 20:1. So because one enantiomer is formed in major amount, so we say this is an example of enantioselective organic synthesis, and this is an example of Corey-Czechowski reaction. And here what happens is that sulfur chelates they react with carbonyl compounds such as ketones or derivatives of ketones like amines. These ketones, they will lead to the formation of epoxides, whereas amines, they will lead to the formation of aziridines. So in the present example, what we are dealing is ketones on reaction with these sulfur chelates, they are forming epoxide. Now the mechanism of this reaction is like this, that in the presence of KOH, that is a base, this hydrogen is abstracted by this base, and carbanion is generated at this place, and this carbanion will attack this electrophilic carbon, and we will get these types of intermediate, and this oxygen then will attack at this carbon, and this sulfur derivative, sulfoxide, sulfur yellow part will be eliminated to give us epoxides as the product. And similarly, these sulfur chelates, they can react with carbon nitrogen double bond. Here the carbon oxygen double bond, they have given us epoxide. Similarly, if the same reaction is applied to carbon nitrogen double bond, then aziridines, they will be formed as the product, and the mechanism is same. Only difference is here the attack will be on the carbon nitrogen double bond instead of carbon oxygen double bond. The next is the condensation of ketones, cyclic ketones with iodoalkenes, leading to the formation of these types of cyclic alpha beta unsaturated ketones as the product in the presence of a strong base followed by ozonation and hydrolysis. So here basically three types of reactions they are taking place. In the first step, in presence of the strong base, these ketones, say for example in the present case cyclohexanone, this will react with the strong base and enolate will be formed, and then this enolate will react with this iodoalkane, and alkylation will take place to give us these types of substituted ketones, and then these ketones they will undergo ozonolysis, and we know that ozonolysis will take place on the carbon-carbon double bond, and when ozonolysis of this carbon-carbon double bond will take place, that means this will break, ozonide will be formed at this place, so this part will have will become keto, whereas a molecule of formaldehyde will be eliminated from the other part of the molecule. So then this type of diketone will be formed after ozonation, and then in presence of the base, this diketone will undergo intramolecular aldol condensation like this. So first enolate will be formed, and then that enolate will attack the other part of the carbonyl system, and intramolecular aldol condensation will lead to the formation of this type of intermediate, and then this aldol product will undergo dehydration to give us the desired product, the alpha beta unsaturated indene 2-ones, they will be formed as the product. Then next problem is the formation of these types of drug derivatives, depoxetine, from these types of amines. So the N-protected amines, carbon nitrogen double bonded compounds, under these conditions through different steps will lead to the formation of these types of biologically active drugs, that is depoxetine. Now here what happens is, in the first step, these carbon nitrogen double bonded compounds which are protected by Boc, in the first step they will react with this acetaldehyde in presence of S-proline. So this will act as a carbanion and add across this carbon nitrogen double bond. Acetaldehyde will add to the carbon nitrogen double bond to give us these types of intermediates. And because we are reacting this with optically active proline as an enantiomer, so the product formed is also an enantioselective product. And then this aldehydic group will undergo reduction in presence of sodium borohydride, and this will be converted into alcohol functional group. And when this intermediate is reacted with trifluoroacetic acid, the hydrolysis of this nitrogen Boc bond will take place, and this group will be deprotected by elimination of Boc molecule, and we will get enantioselective amino alcohols as the product. And then N-methylation of these amino alcohols will take place in presence of this reagent, which is commonly used for N-methylation. Formaldehyde, formic acid in combination with each other, they give us N-dimethyl amino alcohols as the product. And these amino alcohols they will react with 1-naphthol in the presence of triphenylphosphine and DEAD to give us depoxetine as the product, which is used as a drug in pharmaceutical industry. And then next problem is, if you see this problem, both the reactants, they are same. Only difference is that the tosylate group present is in alpha position in one problem and beta position in other problem. So if you see in case of this first example, this tosylate is present in alpha position, and when this is present in alpha position, only carbon-carbon double bond is formed at this place in the presence of this strong base like sodium ethoxide. Whereas when this tosylate is present in beta position, then instead of formation of double bond over here, in addition we will have a ring expansion reaction also. Now the reagent is same, only difference is in the stereochemistry of the substrate. And if we see the mechanism of this reaction, in this case when this is alpha, the hydrogen at this point, one hydrogen will be alpha, other will be beta. So here beta hydrogen will be eliminated from here and tosylate will be eliminated from here, and simply we will get this alkene as the product. So this reaction is very fast because of the stereochemistry. When these two things are there, then this hydrogen and this tosylate group, they are anti periplanar in nature, and elimination of both these group is very fast because of the stereochemistry of this compound. Whereas in this case, if we say the stereochemistry is such that hydrogen is also equatorial and tosylate is also equatorial. So because they are not anti-periplanar, so elimination of both these group is not very fast, but this stereochemistry can be converted into this stereochemistry by giving some energy. So some energy is required for conversion of this into this, but because of this stereochemistry, the attack in the meantime of the base takes place at the keto group rather than elimination of this proton. So when attack of the base takes place at this carbon, then we will generate this type of enolate as the intermediate, and stereochemistry of this enolate is like this, and all the groups which are to be eliminated, say this O negative will form a carbon oxygen double bond, this group will be this carbon carbon bond will be broken like this will go to this place and tosylate will be eliminated. So this is how ring expansion will take place in this case, and reason is stereochemistry of this is also equatorial, this is also equatorial, and all the bonds involved in this ring expansion reaction, they have coplanar orbital. So that is why here ring expansion will take place. And then last problem is that how in the presence of tertiary butoxide, which is a strong base, these types of carbonyl compounds having substituted phosphate group, they undergo ring expansion reactions to give us these types of alpha beta unsaturated ketones as the product. So as we know that potassium tertiary butoxide is a very strong base, so it will abstract proton from here, and oxygen negative will be formed at this place, and when this forms a carbon oxygen double bond, then this carbon carbon bond breaks and this will get attached to this carbon with ring expansion, and this will form a carbon oxygen single bond, and this type of structure will be formed. Then this electron pair goes again to this place to form a carbon carbon oxygen double bond. This pair of electrons will abstract this proton, and a carbanion of this type will be generated. Then this carbanion will attack this electrophilic carbon to give us this type of intermediate, and this oxygen will attack the phosphorus, and this four membered oxygen phosphorus intermediate will be formed, and then this phosphorus ylide is removed from here with the elimination of phosphate derivative. We will get these types of alpha beta unsaturated ketones as the product. So this is how these types of 5-membered aldehydes, they are converted in through ring expansion into a 7-membered alpha beta unsaturated ketones as the product through carbanions as reactive intermediates. Thank you very much.